Here are the 6 people preparing for today's show. Only one of them will leave with up to £10,500. The rest of the team will leave with nothing when voted off as the weakest link. Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 6 people in the studio here today could win up to £10,500. They've only just met, but to reach the prize money today they must work as a team. However, 5 of them will leave with nothing, as round by round we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet today's team. Hello there, my name is Calvin and I'm a medical student. Hello, my name is Montana and I'm a historian. Hello, my name is Zane and I'm a builder. Hi, my name is Paris and I'm an art dealer. Hello, my name is Duncan and I'm a carpenter. Hi, my name is Goldie and I'm a flight attendant. Alright team, just to remind you of the rules, in each round of the game there's £1,500 to be won. The fastest way is to create a chain of 6 correct answers. Break the chain and you lose all the money in the chain, but if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. Round 1. 2 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. We'll start with the first person, whose name is first alphabetically, and that is you, Calvin. So Calvin, let's play the weakest link. Calvin, first question is for £50. Start the clock. Calvin, in which North African country was French author Albert Camus born? Pass. Correct answer is Algeria. Montana, which child music prodigy played the harpsichord for George III at the age of 8? Mozart. Correct. Zane, bank. Which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical features the song The Music of the Night? Phantom of the Opera. Correct. Paris. In politics, what is the context of parliamentary elections do the letters STV stand for? Single transferable vote. Correct. Duncan, bank. The UK, Denmark and which other country joined the EEC in 1933? Ireland. Correct. Goldie, bank. In food, a dish described as carbonade is beef cooked in which alcoholic beverage? Pass. Correct answer is beer. Calvin. In pop music, from which African country is the group Ladysmith Black Mambuza? South Africa? Correct. Montana, bank. Is the Walker Art Gallery in Liverpool or Manchester? Liverpool. Correct. Zane, bank. Sir Rowland Hill, author of the 1837 book Post Office Reform, created what? Pass. Correct answer is postage stamp. Paris. Which flower is the national symbol of the Netherlands? Pass. Correct answer is tulip. Time is up. £300 was banked in that round, team. Not impressive at all. Who's in need of a mental floss? Whose brain in the last round, sadly, expired? It's time to vote off who you think is the weakest link. In that round, Calvin is the weakest link, with Duncan being the strongest. Who will the team vote off? It's time to find out. Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link. Goldie. Calvin. Calvin. Zane. Paris. Paris. Well, there's a two-way tie team with Calvin and Paris getting 2 votes each. Montana, remind us what you do. So I am a historian. So where are you a historian then? At a history museum. At a history museum. Do you know a lot about history? No, not really. Because in the last round, when I asked you what was the question, let me find it. Which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical features the song The Music of the Night? No, in fact, you did answer that correctly. There was something about a question, but this is it. Which child music prodigy played the harpsichord of George III at the age of 8? You didn't know that? No. So shows how much of a good historian you are, Montana. Why did you vote Calvin? Wasn't strong at all. Thank you. Goldie, remind us what you do. I'm a flight attendant. So you go travelling, I'm guessing? I do indeed. Do you like travelling? Yeah, it's very good, thank you. Jolly good. So why did you vote Paris? She wasn't strong in that round. So, as we have a two-way tie, the strongest link decides on who votes. And the strongest link is Duncan. Duncan, it's up to you. You can choose, go with your same vote of Paris, or you can change your vote to Calvin. I'll stick with my vote of Paris. Well, Paris, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Oh, how unfortunate it is to leave the game. I did really enjoy my time on the weakest link, but you can tell Grass Monster's turning into an Anne Robinson type of person, and I like that for Grass Monster. Round 2 team, in the bank £300. 10 seconds will be taken off the time. I'll start off with the strongest link from the previous round. That's obviously you, Duncan. So Duncan, let's play the weakest link. Let's start the clock. Duncan, in medicine, which is worse, first degree burn or a third degree burn? Third degree, correct. Goldie, what nationality is Paul Hogan, star of the Crocodile Dundee films? Australian? Correct. Calvin, in the animal kingdom, is the anaconda snake native to North or South America? South America. Correct. Montana, bank. Which actor played Batman in the 1997 film Batman? And Robin, sorry. George Clooney? Correct. Zane, bank. Sparta was an ancient city-state in which modern country? Turkey. No, Greece. Duncan, in maths, what is 6 times 7? 42. Correct. Goldie, bank. In which Commonwealth country are the Governor General, the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition all women? Australia or New Zealand? New Zealand, correct. Calvin, bank. What H is the name given to a group of buffalo or bison? Buffalo? No, correct answer is herd. Montana. In film, how many times did Timothy Dalton play James Bond? Twice. Correct. Zane. Bank. In history, what game did British and German soldiers play during the Christmas Day truce in 1914? Time is up. The correct answer was football. In that round, you banked £400, what is slightly better, but we could improve. Who is the rotten tooth that needs pulling out? Who is the alien from planet Incompetence? One of you will leave with nothing. It's time to vote off who you think is the weakest link. With not getting a single question correct, Zane is the weakest link, with Montana being the strongest. Who will be leaving? It's time to find out. Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link. Zane. Zane. Calvin. Zane. Zane. Declan. Oh, Duncan, sorry. Duncan. Remind us what you do. So I am a carpenter. So you're into carpentry, so remind our viewers of what carpentry is. Basically dealing with wood. Can make doors out of carpentry. Everything else like that. Yeah, basically that. So why did you vote Zane? He wasn't the strongest, and yeah, I believe he was the one to leave. Jolly good. Goldie, where's the furthest place that you've flown to? Australia, in fact. Flown all the way to Australia. Jolly good. What airline do you fly with? British Airways. Not too British anymore. Calvin, remind us what you do. I'm a medical student. So, are you going to use this? Are you going to waste our taxpayers' money? No, I'm going to use it. And what field of medicine do you want to go into? I don't know. Not a good enough answer, is it? No, not really. So why Zane? He wasn't the strongest, and he reminds me of Zayn Malik. Alright. Well, Zane the Builder, Zane the Builder with no knowledge, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Oh, how unfortunate it is to leave the weakest link. I've really enjoyed my time on the weakest link, but to go on the second round, quite unfortunate. I think I want Duncan to win. He seems quite strong, so hopefully he wins. Round 3 team in the bank, £700. Another 10 seconds will be taken off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the previous round, that is you, Montana. So Montana, let's play the weakest link. Let's start the clock. Montana, which literary prize did Winston Churchill win in 1953? Nobel Prize? I'll accept. Duncan, who was the only American president to resign in office in the 20th century? Richard Nixon. Correct. Goldie, what is the current UK telephone dialing code for Leeds? Pass. Correct answer is 0113. Calvin, which Roman emperor was the subject of 2 novels by Robert Graves? Claudius. Correct. Montana, what F is an establishment where metals, Cast in moulds. Foundry. Correct. Duncan. Bank. In the nursery rhyme, give the line which usually follows, Old King Cole was a merry old soul. And the merry old soul was he. Correct. Goldie. Bank. In geography, does China share its border with more or fewer than 10 countries? Fewer. No more. Calvin. In which decade was singer Freddie Mercury born? 20th? No, correct answer is 1940s. Montana. Which type of transport was preferred? Time is up. £150 was banked in that round. Where does knowledge go to die? Whose traffic light is permanently stuck on red? It's time to vote off the weakest link. In that round, Duncan was the strongest link, with Goldie being the weakest. But who will the team vote off? It's time to find out. Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link. Goldie. 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 Duncan. Calvin. Why Goldie? She wasn't strong at all. Now, of course, you're a med student, so for a medical student and our youngest player within the room, why haven't you been the strongest link? I don't know, maybe other players are better than me. There we go, I've got that out of you quite easily. Thank you. Montana, historian. Do you know a lot about history then? I can go back to 10 AD. 10 after death. After your death, you mean? Well, Goldie, our flight attendant, no more flying for you because you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Oh, how unfortunate it is to leave the game. At least I left halfway, but I've enjoyed my time on the weakest link. And if I ever had the chance to return, I would. Round 14. In the bank, £850. I'm going to take another 10 seconds off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the previous round. That's you, Duncan. All lonely right there, aren't you? Let's play the weakest link. Let's start the clock. Duncan, which former general became president of France in 1958? De Gaulle. Correct. Galvin. In ancient history, Caesarion was the son of Julius Caesar, and which queen? Cleopatra. Correct. Montana. Bank. In maths, an octagon is a shape with how many sides? 10. No, correct answer is 9. Duncan. In the animal kingdom, does a badger walk with its feet pointing inwards or outwards? Inwards. Correct. Calvin. Bank. In biology, what is the largest organ inside the human? Brain? No liver? Montana. In which decade was London's post office tower, now called the British Telecom Tower, opened? 70s. No, 1960s. Duncan. In science, what G is a name given to a small opening on the Earth's surface that periodically spouts a fountain of boiling water and steam? Geyser. Correct. Calvin. What star of musicals was born Elaine Bickerstaff? Elaine Page. Correct. Montana. Bank. Time is up. £250 was banked in that round. Now remember, in round 5 you have the chance to treble your money, but only 2 of you can go into round 5 and into the final round. Who is one fry short of a Happy Meal? It's time to vote off the weakest link. In that round, Montana was the weakest link, with Duncan once again being the strongest. Who will the team vote off? It's time to find out. Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link. Montana. Calvin. 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 Duncan, why Calvin? I wanted to go with the weaker player, so I went for Calvin. Montana, why Calvin? Yeah, same reason why. Well, Calvin, our medical student, isn't really into medicine. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. How unfortunate to leave the weakest link on the final stage of the game, but I've really enjoyed my time on the weakest link, and I would love to return back to the weakest link with Gross Monster roasting everyone off and I get my student debts repaid. Round 5 team. In the bank, £1,100. In this round, 90 seconds on the clock, but whatever you win in this round will be trebled. We'll start with the strongest link, and that is you, Duncan, once again. So Duncan, let's play the weakest link. Let's start the clock. Duncan, in cookery, what are dried plums usually called? Prunes. Correct. Montana. Bank. Which title, meaning emperor, was held by the German ruler Wilhelm II? Pass. Correct answer is Kaiser. Duncan. Television comic Bernie Clifton is famous for riding which comedy bird? Emu? No, correct answer is ostrich. Montana. Which English county is also a forename of the author Morgan? Somerset. Correct. Duncan. Bank. The Parliament of which of the British Isles is called Tyne-Ward? Pass. Correct answer is Isle of Man. Montana. In nutrition, is riboflavin a form of vitamin A or vitamin B? Vitamin B? Correct. Time is up. In that round, you banked £100. What will treble? Giving you prize money today of £1,400. There can only be one winner. In the next round, I will ask you both 5 questions. Best of 5 wins. If there's a tie, we will go to sudden death. So, for £1,400, let's play the weakest link. Montana is the strongest link in the previous round. You have the choice of who goes first. I'll go second. Duncan. In history, how many Tsars of Russia have been called Nicholas? 2. That is the correct answer. Montana, in literature, did Nick Hornby write the book about a boy or man and boy? About a boy. That is the correct answer. Duncan. Which leading man appeared in the films on The Waterfront, The Godfather and Apocalypse Now? Marlon Brando. That is the correct answer. Montana. Complete the title of the Willie Russell play Educating Who? Rita. That is the correct answer. Duncan. How many darts does each player use in a standard game? 3. That is the correct answer. Montana. Which children's game is played using the fruit of the horse chestnut tree? Pass. Correct answer is Conkers. Duncan. In the animal kingdom, is the jellyfish a member of the fish family? No. That is the correct answer. Montana. Is the ski resort of Zermatt in Germany or Switzerland? Germany. That is the correct answer. Duncan, if you answer this question correct, you win the game. The 1965 film The Collector is based on whose novel? John Fowles. That is the correct answer. Well, that means, Duncan, you are today's strongest link and you leave with £1,400. Montana, you leave with nothing. Join us again for the weakest link. Goodbye.